We are live. We are live. We're gonna wait till a few more people come on. Johnny, I'm gonna get some incense.
I'm not burning a candle. That's what else is wrong.
And I got candles going on this Mercury retrograde day.
And I seen Jace's candles. I'm like, oh, let me light a candle.
And I'm like, oh shoot. And it's all the way on the other side of the room. I act like I don't have on clothes. I act like I'm naked from the waist down. Please hold.
I don't like to get up on camera, period, though.
Okay.
I just don't.
I just remember, like, oh, wait, I'm not butt naked from the waist down. Let me. I got on drawers and bras. I can stand up in my own house.
Jace, where you go? This is your stuff.
All right.
I had to go get the incense.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got peppermint going.
Oh, Johnny.
I need some peppermint in my life.
I hate you, but I love you because I was in Michael's today and almost bought $700 worth of stuff because of that question you asked me last night. I'm not about to have him get my whole life messed up. Let me perfect. Let me slow down.
Ready with you.
I love Adrian's brim tonight.
This is called I don't feel like combing and washing my hair. So
yeah, I was gonna wrap my head in my African American's wrap.
I was gonna do that too, but that took a lot of work.
That took work. That takes work. Yeah.
Jace, I need to send this to you. So there's this company I'm following on the Instaface, and they take these old leggings and they wrap them in like African print. And so you can make a whole Baduism out of it. I need to send you the link.
Yeah, you do.
And I was like, Jason and I were just talking about this last night. I need Mark Zuckerberg to stop listening to our conversations. However, thank you for listening to our conversations because now we were just talking about bouffant wraps.
Yeah. I used to be able to wrap leggings or any old thing that had like some stretch in the fabric. And I could probably still do it. But anyway, hello, everyone. We is live. Come on in the room.
Damn it, I forgot to buy a tambourine.
Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in. Come on in. On this Mercury retrograde day, which felt like we were all the way in on it.
It does feel like that to me.
Some precip, they call it snow, but they don't know snow. It's just ice that comes down and then melts right away. It was a cold day here today. Or what, and it had to be below 32, I guess, in order, or at 32 for some precip to come down like that. But we got that, and it just felt strange today. It just felt.
I got lost in a parking deck for 42 minutes today. And I never cried. I didn't just give up. I was determined, but I laughed I walked every floor of the 6th level parking deck.
You got your exercise, girlie.
And I was like, this is such a Mercury retrograde day. And I was running late because I had to get to the UPS store before 4, and it's like 3:52. And I'm like, I ain't gonna make it. I found my car at 3:55 finally, after walking from 4:40 something or however long. Get to the UPS store as he's closing the gates, and he just looked at me, and I was like, and he's just like, come on in. He charged me $97 for 3 packages. I know good and darn well he was overcharging me. But again, it's a very Mercury retrograde day today.
Yes, it is. It was one in which I just felt as if just needed to stay still and be quiet and be in my own groove, you
I
know?
did the opposite.
You did the opposite?
Yes, I went on a walk and talked and
You did.
dropped the phone 100
Yeah,
times.
you did. You did. Adrian, you got to exercise. Hello, everyone that's coming on in. We are beginning Petty Party, and man, oh man, there's a whole lot to be petty about. But hey, let's start with something a little light, a little pop culture-y light. Now, I don't know much about T.I. and Tiny. I actually know nothing about them. But it has been alleged that they were sex trafficking and kidnapping girls in these group sex things they were doing. You could call it menage a trois gone wrong, you know. And then one of their supporters who came in to bash the woman who was talking about them doing this thing, but kind of dropped them in it because she accused the girl of not fessing up to being the one who was helping them get the girls. So in her defense of T.I. and Tiny, I think she might have dropped them all the way in the pot. So what y'all think? Can y'all pull something, even if you have a message for T.I. and Tiny? Can y'all pull a few cards on these little people?
I'm not going to pull. I have to step out of this one because I'm in this one. I'm like 3 degrees separated from the chick who snitched.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm not even 3 degrees. I'm like 1.5.
Yeah.
I don't think I can read on this one, but I'm just going to say where there's smoke, there's fire water.
Yeah.
And that's all I will.
And when what happened? Like 30 chicks came forward or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not looking real good for them. Johnny, can you do a tarot? Can you pull a tarot on those funny looking little people?
What's the question?
How is this gonna work out for them? Like she says, where there's smoke, there's fire, water. Is it truth, or is it
true that they're trafficking?
That they're trafficking and kidnapping girls to have these sex parties? Because that's some pretty serious shit right there.
You know, I just anyway.
What?
I don't like T.I. Period. Like, period.
He's all of my height. I'm serious. He's about my height, and I'm 5'4". He weighs about 100 pounds wet, and he looks like he just sits in the house and eats Cheetos and smokes weed all day. Like, that's even his complexion. Even like years later, with millions of dollars in the bank, he looks and acts
just
exactly
like that, huh? Well,
this is the same person.
I'm about 5'3", so he's about our height. And Tiny is even shorter. So
Tiny's about 4. I hate to say this, she's borderline little person.
Yeah.
She's real short and like translucent.
Yeah. So what in the sex trafficking, kidnapping hell is going on?
Now, I will say,
I don't feel sex traffic.
You don't feel it?
Like, they're grooming. Now, there are people here. There are young people here. And there is somebody over them, both a man and a woman, the emperor and the empress. It feels like they're grooming, but they tell them they're doing other, like, I don't know if they're trying to start their own adult film company or if They are. It feels like they're starting something, like an Epstein type thing, but
Wow.
it doesn't feel like force. It feels, well, it does feel like a force. It just, I wouldn't call it rape. I would call taking advantage of disadvantaged people.
Okay.
I would call it.
Yep.
Like that's what happens when people get folks who are down on their luck
Yes.
or who are, you know,
They know where to find these girls.
Fantasies or something.
That's
Now,
what it feels like. They know where to find them because
Yeah.
this is the plan. This is
They're being brought in. They know where to find them. They know who to bring. They know who brings them to them.
Yeah, they were saying though. I think one of the women said it was that Tiny was the one who was like the Empress. You know, she was the one that was.
he could find the girls and then he'll find the people to pay for it.
Yeah, you know, this whole kind of fan thing. Like, you want to my man because he's famous. You know, you want to do it. Blah blah blah. You know, so you're gonna do as you're told.
Now, who that is, Rubber Band Man, wild as the Taliban. 9 in my right, 45 in my other hand. Said I got keys by the threes. When I chirp, shouted chirp back. Louis knapsack while I'm holding all the work at. What you know about that? We know all about that, T.I.
Oh yeah.
Know all about that.
Yeah. Now the next thing is this clown who paid $24 million to have a diamond planted in his forehead, and then went on the gram to ask people to pray for him while he was bleeding out, I guess. I don't know. But I just want to say dumbass, okay? The people who have supported you and helped make you wealthy probably don't have $24 in their bank accounts. And you paid $24 million for this damn thing.
I don't have my telephone to show y'all, but this child's name is Lil Uzi Vert. I know you probably don't know what I just said, but
no, I'm not familiar with Lil Uzi Vert.
It's L-I-L-U-Z-I, I think, V-E-R-T. Lil Uzi Vert. He has a diamond right here, a big giant like pink diamond right here, surgically put into his face.
Like that.
There it is.
There it is.
In his face.
Okay, so you might need security because somebody might want to bash him in the back of his head and dig that diamond out. I mean, I want to know what was the purpose. What are you thinking? Why? I have to ask the question like, why?
When you have money you'll never spend,
Give it away.
You have time you have nothing else to do with. We all have at least one thing that people would look at us like, why are you doing that? And then you would look at them because I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
because
this in particular thing, I would never think to go to the doctor, make an appointment, going to the doctor, say, hey, cut me right about here, and then put a diamond in it.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind the incident that Jace is talking about. He's always doing stuff for the gram, and that's the answer why he did it. Jace, he did it for the gram. He was, he always shows videos of him in the studio. Keep in mind, ain't nobody heard a single record he's put out. At least I haven't. I tend to try to keep my ear to the streets. As he's trying to rap and throw signs, you just see trickles of blood start coming down, and then some more blood, and then there's just like noticeable, distinguishable And so he starts panicking and loses all, like, and keep in mind, this is the same man who's rapping about, I'm harder than 10 o'clock at night. I got Uzis and pistols and bees and hoes and blah, blah, blah. Proceeds to cry real crocodile tears and cries like a baby. Y'all need to pray for me. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm bleeding. And we're like, go to the hospital, you dumbass.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, go to the hospital and get this
What
shit
did you
checked
think
out.
was gonna happen? Like, what Claire's mall? What Claire's and whose mall did you go to?
Right.
Get pierced. Of course, it
Here's
was.
your
And if
eyebrow.
you're drinking alcohol, you know it's going to thin your blood. If you're up in there fronting and drinking alcohol, it thins your blood. You're not supposed to do that after a surgery,
Not
dumbass.
to mention all the lean he's probably ingesting.
Yeah. I don't even know what question to ask about him except to say you are a dumbass because that $24 million could have gone to serve your community. The
And let's
people
back
that
up.
serve you.
Did we get receipts to show that it was $24 million? Or is that just what he's telling people? Because that looks like a really bad cubic zirconia that he probably
It's not even a real diamond, a cubic zirconia.
I
Johnny,
just
see if he lied, Johnny, on how much it cost him to do that.
King of Pentacles. He paid for it.
He paid for it.
He paid for it.
I guess, I'm thinking, I would never tell anybody how they ought to spend their wad. But I do think that during these times with so many people struggling and whatnot, that if these people cared about their communities the way they may talk about caring about their communities, that they would do something to help their communities. How many families, with even breaking that in half, how many families could he have helped? He could have, paid rent for some people that are losing their homes or put food on the table. There's so many things that could have done with even half of that. Let me turn on some more light. It looks dark up in this camera.
See, I wholeheartedly 1000% agree, but that's his money. I can't tell him to give it to anybody. He should, because $24 million could have sent a whole bunch of people to school, could have paid people rent, could have paid, whatever. Yeah, you could have just kept it for when you get old and don't want to do what you're doing anymore.
Or when your career flops in about 2 years. Not to mention that $24 million, I'm pretty sure you need to pay taxes on somebody somewhere. Don't Wesley yourself.
He might have the IRS coming after his ass now.
He bought you a Wingstop or something, but my thing is, why do that? You could have got a tattoo of a diamond or something, but why do that? And why right in the middle of your head? I said to y'all last night, he looked like a Pokemon because he got that thing right in the middle of his head. Why do that? I want to know why do that. That's what I'm going to ask.
Oh, and also before we get really deep in, I want to say YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions held, I stand by the shit I say, okay? So that's it. If you want to come on and join the conversation, you can do so, but we do have troll killers out here. If you coming on, try to insult or whatever, if you're a Trump supporter, in the words of Dr. Lena, move on, pet, because this is not the channel for you. Also, I want to make an announcement that we're going to be doing another video on the 20th on race relations in this country, and Jen Lynn is going to. We love our Jen Lynn. She is going to be joining us to give us another perspective, and I think that even though it's an uncomfortable, Jen Lynn said, "Dude needs to adopt a dog." Yeah, something up. These might be uncomfortable conversations, but they are very much needed conversations. They will be open, they're honest. It's not to throw rocks or anything like that. It's just open, honest conversation. And you are all welcome to join in if you would like. But I'm looking forward to having Jen Lynn Thoreau come on and join us in our conversation. Thirdly, get you some oils and things from Red Lentil Healing. She's got a pain oil that I can testify to that has helped me. Where's my oil? I'm going to hold it up too. That has helped me with my pain.
Mine on my desk.
I was so tense that I didn't even, let me see where this camera is.
Put it in front of your face. It's always a safe bet.
Okay, there it is. I had a big knot in my shoulder right here. It was hard as a rock. And after applying this oil, that thing not only softened up, but the tension is gone. So bless you, my sister. You are a true healer. You ain't no phony evangelical. I'm laying hands on you. You pay me $500 and I'll heal you. So you're the real deal.
What a backhanded compliment, but I'll take it. Thank you.
No, I didn't mean to be a backhanded compliment. I just wanted to let you know
Put in front of your face.
It works. Your oils work. And I'm going to get me some of that sexual healing oil. What do you call it? Love Down Under or
Love Come Down.
Love Come Down. I'm getting me a Valentine's pack.
Love Down Under. That sounds, you know what that reminds me of? Have y'all seen those Lume advertisements, those deodorants for your butt crack? So when you said Love Down Under, that's what it made me think of.
Yeah, I might check that out too, because I am really, really particular about Down Under's, child.
Wait a minute. Let's back up.
Okay.
They have deodorant.
Yes.
For your booty and for betwixt your legs and stuff where you get sweaty and carrying on.
They have deodorant for your
booty. They do. Lume. Is it Lume? Yeah.
Why? I mean, I guess you could. Okay.
Well, let me say this. If you wash your ass on the regular, you know what I'm saying? You might not have those problems.
Oh, come on. Where is their infant?
But there are some
okay.
who have an
Maybe
aversion.
in the middle of the day, somebody might want a snack, so you might have your deodorant.
There it is. Yeah, it's for your butt crack, and it says you won't be.
In case you go to yoga class and
butt incense. Yeah, you go to yoga class, you've been sweating all down. This is the OD of that.
Oh, yeah. Two things I can't do, and that's one of them, right?
Yeah, you can put it underneath your balls and stuff.
Try Irish Spring first and see what that.
You say try washing your ass first.
Try a wash rag. Don't use the bar of soap. Use a wash rag.
Exactly. Don't be under there with your hands. Put it in a wash rag and wash all between your taint and all up in your ass and all up in the areas that will naturally give you a bit of oh dear.
I say anywhere the skin bends.
That's it. Rag. I am really, I'm really particular about that. We must keep that area pristine.
Why not? I mean, sell it. Why not? But you know what? They make products for everything else, so why not?
Well, one product that you should not use if you are a lover of lace front wigs.
Sorry.
is Gorilla Glue.
Unless you want your skin.
Everybody, on some of these weave commercials, they show how to put on a lace front wig, what product to use to hold it down and to dry it so it stays in place. And Gorilla Glue ain't one of them.
So here's the situation. there's a young lady who decided to, now there's a particular hairstyle, and I've seen it on a lot of different ethnicities where you've got that nice ponytail, but in order to achieve that look, your hair has to be completely slicked back. There is a product called Maco de Gorilla that is a hair, it's a serum, it's a wax, a paste. But this basic bitch put on Gorilla Glue. Two different, totally different
product.
She made a video trying to ask how to help get the Gorilla Glue off of her head because she had her hair like that, keep in mind, for almost a whole month. And could not seem, no matter what she did with her nails to dig into her scalp, could not get her hair to loosen up. That obviously the video went viral. However, the part where the story gets quite fantastic is where the company Gorilla Glue proceeded to come into her comments and trash the shit out of this bitch.
You see,
Gorilla Glue capitalizing on their 5 minutes of fame, which I don't think they needed 5 minutes of fame because everybody knows Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, we all know.
Has proceeded to tell her that since it's been in her head for almost a month, that she probably needs to go ahead and cut her hair off, that her head, her hair, and her scalp are probably now severely damaged. So what I wanted to do, and thank you, Jace, for allowing me to bring up this story tonight, because I wanted to start something. I want to see if we can start doing some petty awards.
Okay.
And tonight, are we okay with petty?
Yes, we can do a petty award.
So tonight, I want to dedicate the very first Petty Party Project Pat Award to the young lady who decided to use Gorilla Glue instead of Gorilla de Maca on her head, and now she probably no longer has hair.
Has hair and a scarred scalp. Now I have a glue story. This was an accident. I had opened a tube, and once you open the tube, you got to puncture it in order to get it to work again. And I guess I punctured the side of the tube because as I glued, some squirted in my eye, and my natural impulse, of course, was to
close your eye.
Close my eye, and it was stuck. I had to go to the emergency room. So the doctor says, "What are you doing putting glue in your eye?" I said, "Sir, this was not on purpose." An hour or so before they could open my eye up and give me something to calm down the eye, and probably over 2 weeks to finally get that look. That stuff is dangerous. And I can't imagine that you put Gorilla Glue all through your hair.
She showed how she put a lot of it. It was a lot. It wasn't just little. She thought that was some
salve or something.
Not mousse, but paste, like
paste, yeah.
No, but she put.
I'm wondering how her hands didn't get stuck in it. I mean, couldn't that have been a clue that this is not the right shit, bitch? This is not working.
And for those of you who haven't seen the video, once you find it and you take 2 seconds looking at her, you will realize why I called her the Project Pat Award, because she's got them eyelashes that go all the way out to here that look like her whole face is about to take off. And I believe she's wearing either gray or blue contact lenses, and she's in African America. So it just
okay, yeah, be like Tiny, who had her whole lens replaced with a gray,
with the blue lens,
with blue or gray or some kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
It was blue.
I would do that.
You would do what?
I don't like ordinary old black eyes. I want something bright that pops. That's what I want.
Like purple.
As at one point.
That was kind of fun,
I saw a purple that looked beautiful. Purple usually looks beautiful on darker caramel complexion people.
I had some that were kind of they were really like an intense. They weren't blue, but they almost turquoise or something. But it was just enough to change the eye color, and they look really pretty. And I just do that just because I think it's fun. You know, in terms of thinking that I'm anything other than a brown-eyed girl, no, not at all.
Because I always tell, because I used to get that from other Black people. That's a white thing to have them different color eyeballage. I'm like, okay, me having different color eyeballages is not no more me trying to be white than white people tanning their skin trying to be Black.
Right.
Just what you like. When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? If you don't, then if it's something small, then like my eyeballage color, I can change it. And just like they go to the tanning salon, they like tanner skin. They not trying to be Black people. They just want tan skin.
Well, now we move on to some things that are a bit more serious. I want to acknowledge Officer Sicknick, whose body laid in state.
Thank you.
He was killed during the siege on January 6th, and I just want to acknowledge him, and may he rest in peace and in power.
Yes.
We now have come up on this, a few days before the impeachment. I bought me an impeachment pie. While y'all doing the impeachment, I'll be snacking on it. Johnny, when is that gonna be?
When is what gonna be?
Your impeachment live stream.
Oh, it's just for charity. So it'll be on the 18th.
On the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'll be snacking on this pie if it hasn't died a death to that, because it looks real good. Now, I know a lot of people have, another thing that has me puzzled. We have recently found out that Subway's tuna ain't tuna. Now, the attorney said, plaintiff, they had it looked at, it didn't tell them what, it told them what it was not. Now, I have seen many a tuna sandwich from Subway. Now, you know, before that, they had said that their bread has something akin to yoga mats in the bread, that they had an ingredient to keep it fluffy. So that made me suspicious. But I'm wondering, what was I ingesting, Johnny? I know you can't pinpoint what it ain't, but close to it as you can. My God, what have we been eating? What have they been serving us all this time?
Because nobody's fast food is actual food. Pink slime, the hamburgers, that's pink slime and soy. Like, it's just injected with flavor that's chicken flavor.
It's beef light.
Because again, who thought you were getting ground beef at Taco Bell when you were able to get 28 tacos for $59.79?
Exactly. You get 99 tacos for 99 cents, and you think it's beef in there?
And you think it's taco meat, and then you find out it isn't.
Here's the thing that baffles me more about the entire story. Tuna is the cheapest thing you can get. It's like 80 something, even expensive up here. It's still like 80 something cents a can. Why are you tuna?
Well, the Subway children came out and said that they ship fresh tuna to their stores every day, and all they got to do is put some mayo in it, and they don't add anything. But she's, ain't nobody believing her right now. And there's still tests being run to figure out what it is, because I'd like to know. I shall never go to another Subway $5 footlong for a damn thing.
It's a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting to.
It's a bunch of stuff. It's kind of like, it's like sausage. You know how the sausage is made of, like the beak and the tails and the
And the
feathers,
booty and whatever.
all the extra stuff that they have from the animal that they can't sell at its premium price. They chop it
Yeah.
all up and then they push it all. That's exactly what I got to. They push it all
Really?
into one thing and call it food.
It's at least 20 different. I'm at least 20 different ingredients.
It's.
I'm dead
I mean,
serious.
not to sound nasty, but it's slop. It's
Mhm.
just it's the extra stuff.
And then
And
they may coat it in a fish sauce to give it that smell of fish. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's just the extra stuff. I mean,
It's extra stuff.
I'm not even trying to dog it out. I don't eat it, but I'm not trying to even dog it out. I'm just saying it's just that's what all kind of not all food, but most of that stuff that is mechanically separated.
Yep.
That's what that
Mhm.
is just the stuff that they can't sell at premium price. It's not a chicken breast, it's the chicken leftovers. It's not-
you said the beaks in the snout. That's
yeah, that's what it is.
what it is.
And I ain't even knocking it because I still eat it. So I don't eat Subway anything because I
I
can't.
mean, but I
can't justify paying
know
for it.
I'd have a taste for a Subway tuna sandwich, and I would get down on that girl. It
I mean,
tastes so
it ain't gonna kill you
well.
immediately.
Your body just won't digest it properly because they don't know.
You know, I'm just like, I'm scared of it now. It's like they don't have to worry about me sashaying up in there for nothing. Well, you know,
dead though, so it's not like it's not. It's concrete material. It's just
we don't know though.
it's just not.
You couldn't-
I went to Applebee's one time to get ribs. I think they were the baby back ones or something like that, and they were shaped like this,
Mm-mm.
like a little disc. And I'm like, wait, what happened to this shape?
Mhm.
What is
Right.
this business?
Mhm.
And I'm like, this looks like a vertebrae, like a neck, like the disc and stuff.
Mhm.
Like this is not a rib. If it is a
No.
rib, what is it a rib of?
Right.
Weren't they calling them riblets? Anything with an ETS on it is not a real thing.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, you know, it's just not a good thing.
Yeah.
Let's go on to some real happy news. Fox has fired Lou Dobbs' ass.
About damn
And I
time.
think Janine Pirro might be next. They were not happy that Dominion put a 2 billion or 24 billion lawsuit against Fox for spreading conspiracies and for lying about their software. Let's look into Lou Dobbs. What is his future looking like? Where is he going to take his hateful pink ass now?
Hell.
To hell.
Now, what's his future looking like? Where
Because
is he
here's
coming
my thing. This is why I hate Fox. Well, all of them are the same, but this is why I hate Fox News in this in particular situation. You didn't do nothing about his rhetoric. You did something about him getting you sued.
That's it. That's
it.
it.
He can spread all the lies and hate he won't. Just don't cost me no money. Now you getting us sued because you talk. And mind you, here's another thing. These people are touting the message you told them to tell. You just didn't think nobody was going to sue you.
Right.
Because everybody was talking about how the election was stolen from the child, from Donald Trump. Everybody was talking about it on y'all's little station. Oh, Donald Trump got robbed, and oh, this machine was changing the votes. And meanwhile, somebody out there with these machines said, "You know what? Let's get a lawsuit going." And now all of a sudden, y'all talking about something else.
I want to know, because here's my thing. I wonder if he has enough grease in his back pocket to sue for wrongful termination.
Mm.
Or if they gave him a nice severance package.
You know, that he signed that he wouldn't sue and take a big, nice lump sum. Because, you know, John, that was getting me to thinking, you know, he's the fall guy for the rhetoric. for them spitting out the rhetoric. So my petty ass would go back and go, hey, if I have some receipts, I'm gonna sue you because all I was doing what you told me to do.
Reporting what you told me to report.
Hannity didn't get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Hannity is trying to walk it back a little bit. He's like trying to walk it back and unwalk it. You know what I mean?
That's another thing. How did he get that far? It still came out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So just like Lou Dobbs, not that I'm taking up for him, that nasty sucker, but he did the same thing. So why is this one okay and this one?
Yeah, the ones that have been spreading that shit are now trying to like walk back just a little bit because Sean Hannity would cost them that's costing them money too.
Mm-hmm.
Slip up and say, but I think Lou Dobbs believed the shit he was talking. I think he believed that with his hateful ass. God bless you. He's a hateful, bitter little man.
Mm-hmm.
And he believed that. And I remember one time when he had Diamond and Silk on, when they were popular and out there singing rap tunes about Trump and whatnot. I remember when he had them on, you could see the venom. You could see him looking at these chicks like, these bitches, you know, really want to do this, but I have to do it. I have to have them on. That was when they were talking about Black people were going to be going Republican based on how Brett Kavanaugh was treated and being accused of rape. And Trump said that shit the very next day, quoted them word for word. So I think Lou Dobbs believes the shit that comes out of his mouth. But let's take a look at him. Is he going to sue? Could he sue for wrongful termination? Or was he given enough severance package he could walk away and not say something? What you got, girlie?
He's not happy. Starts off with the 5 of Cups, being this unhappy, and then the 4 crossed by the 4 of Swords. He was not happy about being fired in the recent past was his work and waiting to do more work with the 7 of Pentacles. At the base of this is the 10 of Wands. He's been a burden on Fox. That's why they got rid of his ass. However, there may be what he may talk about suing, but they end up coming with some type of agreement because the end of cups, end of this, the outcome is the 3 of Cups. I pulled some chakra cards on him too. He actually got the communication card, throat chakra. So, and then he is getting his challenge though. I kind of used the chakra cards in a Celtic cross. The base of this is communication, or at the root of this is communication. What he said, his job, obviously, but what's crossed is for the challenge is forgiveness. At the base of this is him trying to be present, this crown chakra, kind of looking at what it really is and trying to stack up his strategy. At the crown of this, though, is his 3rd eye. So he really needs to pay attention. What his gut tells him, his psychic spidey sense, so he does not get himself caught up. And if I had to use this as an outcome, I would look at his sacral chakra, creativity. I think he's going to find a way. I keep seeing him like he's going to tell them, hey, by the way, I've got this, this, and this. So you're going to either have to apologize or you're going to have to make it very, very lucrative, or I'm going to sue you. Because really, in essence, I was doing what you told me to do.
Okay. You, Johnny?
Yeah, that sounds right. I get the Knight of Pentacles with the High Priestess. That is him going forward.
I would wonder where he's going to go because OAN and Newsmax, they're also being sued by Dominion. So where are you going with that message?
I don't think he has somewhere he's going right now. I think right now he's worried about that part. The high priestess is here. That means that there is something probably behind the scenes here with the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. He's having a fight. This is a battle with his former employer with the 4 of Swords and the Lover's card. Now, this is not Fox News as a company. This is people. So these are bosses. This is somebody he can put a name and a face to. This is not just some entity coming down on you like Bill O'Reilly type thing. This is people, because the Ace of Cups is also here. Temperance and the 5 of Swords. There might be some contention that happens a little bit later. Now, I don't know if this is just because he feels he's been wronged, but somebody, either somebody against him or him against somebody, is going to try to get back at someone. So I think his problems are actually just starting, but I don't see him going to nobody else's company. Not right now.
I don't get it. I'm not
He's got a fight.
Not taking that message, because and when you're talking about billions of dollars, that gets folks' attention. You will see what's going to be happening on Fox. Someone in the comments said people, it's really opinions, because that's all it is. But people take it as news. So we'll see what happens for Fox going down the road. Speaking of going down the road, I know a lot of people have been paying attention to, and I know she loves it, that Marjorie Taylor Greene. She loves the attention that she's getting. Now, my feeling is the reason that people aren't, the Republicans aren't totally shutting her down is because she's fundraising. She's bringing in a lot of money, and she also has Trump's ear. Can put him on speed dial and talk with him. So he's saying, yay, Marjorie, stay strong. Get out there and tell them the truth. Now, this bitch is toxic. When Cori Bush told her to follow the rules and wear a mask, she got up in Cori Bush's face and someone said like spit or something. See, that bitch would be in for brain trauma or something right now if she had gotten that close to me and actually tried to spit in my face or whatever, if she'd gotten in my face, period, with that nonsense.
She didn't spit in her face. What happened was she was out in the hallway talking on her phone and screaming. And she was screaming. People say you could see the spittle flying out of her mouth. And so Cori and her team were like, hey, somebody in Cori's team was like, hey, because their offices are next door to each other.
Right.
Hey, do you mind wearing a mask? We're close quarters. And so she tried to initially kind of get close to Cori. Cori said, boop, 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 boop,
right.
And she initially was going to have like a little meltdown, but kind of just did what most Karens do when they're confronted and just kind of eventually retreat. And so what happened was Cori then went to ask for her office to be moved. And then just like Trump, then Marjorie Taylor Greene went on Twitter to start blasting Cori Bush. So that's how the story played out.
Okay. Okay, fine. Still, I want to know what her future looks like, because personally, I feel like she ought to be expelled. She needs to go home to that inbred, brain dead town, Dallas, even though not everybody in Dallas, Georgia thinks like that. But there's enough of them there that put her in office. I think Matt Gaetz campaigned for her and helped her get elected. I just want to know, what is she going to be expelled, or what does her future look like right now? And I know many y'all have read on this earlier in the week.
Where are your cards at, madam?
I did get the oracles out, but I did.
Tell us using the oracle.
Okay. Let me shuffle a little bit. I didn't pull this.
We love the red on this heifer, like 22.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to acknowledge. We're going to next week. We're going to acknowledge our Black History Month and Carson, who was the father of Black History. It was Black History Week, beginning on Abraham Lincoln's birthday and ending on Frederick Douglass's birthday. We're going to acknowledge him. There's so much that we have contributed to this country. So much that we have contributed and not even been given any kind of acknowledgement of. So we're going to go in depth on that. I think it's very important. This revisionist history that we have been taught, lies that have been told that slavery was a good thing and these slave masters were genteel, sweet people. No. So we're going to go into detail on that next week, but I did want to acknowledge, I got notes and I really need to sit down and organize them someday, that we're going to acknowledge Carter G. Woodson, the beginning of Black History Week, a month, and how it came to be. So what a card flew out. Let's see what flew out. I love my Oracle cards. They're so pretty. Oh, Lord, I need to get
down the street.
together. Whoa!
I see going far away. What happened?
I know I had to go down. And they fell on the floor. You know, I have so much stuff on this. I just can't. I'll be the butt of your jokes.
I just wanted to know where it went. You seemed like you was going far away.
No, I was underneath the table trying to get the card. I get assessing. I get two cards actually that flew out: assessing and self-reflection. And I think she's at a point in her life where she's kind of assessing her actions. She's gonna have to, whether she wants to or not, because it's backfiring on her ass, and she's gonna have to take a long look. She keeps saying that the Republican Party belongs to Trump. She's gonna have to kind of walk that shit back because it's backfiring on her ass. So, and also she's assessing where she is in this Congress, in this whole thing. You know, she's assessing herself, or needs to, because it's not looking good for Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know, I guess that happens when you're inbred, but
I mean, where's the lie?
when your daddy, when your uncle is really your daddy, I guess it has a profound effect on the brain. So I think it's the time for her to do both these things, to assess where she is and her part in spreading these lies, and some self-reflection on how spreading these lies has actually backfired and put her in a spot where she's going to be. Does that make sense? What you get?
Wheel of Fortune, time's running out. Her time may be coming up pretty soon. 5 of Wands. She's going to start getting some new emotions with this Ace of Cups. Emotions overflow with 7 of Pentacles. She's going to be waiting for something to come in. However, things are going to start being illuminated with the sun. So I think more things will be coming out. We'll see more things coming to fruition. I also heard more people will see the light. I don't know who people are, but more people will start to see the light. and rally against this Three of Cups. This may start a new anti-movement that people need to pay attention to. The Republicans may need to pay attention to this. There are Republicans in Georgia who I know voted for Trump, who I know are Trumpsters, who have been very public on the Facebook talking about this woman is a crazy battle axe. We need to vote her out. That makes sense. She is causing people to see the lights. They're coalescing against her. I asked what her danger is. What does she need to look out for? What's her challenge using chakra cards? Psychic abilities, that's turned off. So she's not going to be able to see. She's not going to know whether to shit or go blind, because she will not see the forest from the trees. She's not going to be dialed in. And then physical body. I'm not sure what physical body means. I was going to throw to see if something like...
physically, something's happened with her.
I was going to throw. I'll let Johnny go. I was going to see what this physical body card means.
Okay.
Let me see. Give me a moment.
It's quite all right.
What does physical body mean? What does physical body mean? Just use a different deck. Physical body.
Connie Brown says her eyes are so close together, she probably sees cross-eyed. She does have an interesting face, like a pie face or something. I don't know.
Son, her mama and her daddy came from the same tree.
I was like, what did you say?
Your
Uncle are the same person?
Your uncle is really your daddy.
Down.
Yeah, you're right.
Something, she's going to have to retreat. There is, something's coming up. The Hermit, Knight of Pentacles, Knight, not 9, Knight of Pentacles, Temperance, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Something, that 3 of Cups is coming back. Something.
You jumped in the cafeteria. That's your body warning right there.
You're going to have to watch, because it's going to come from her own party.
That's actually what I was just asking just now.
Okay, from the old party.
It's her party.
It's her party. They're going to take her out.
They need to be the ones to do it, because they have to not just take her out. They have to send a message that this is not who we are. Now, I don't believe the message, but to your base, that's what you need to do.
Yep.
You say, you know what? This is not who we are. Jace, you had a clip playing before we started about Republicans trying to deny they know nothing about Q and they don't know what that is. Am I even saying it right? You know what that is.
You know what it is.
When all y'all went to the hood rally, all y'all got to the memo of what it is y'all need to be spewing out there to make people, raise their attention.
Yeah, and they knew about her before she got voted in. I mean, she was all over the internet.
That's actually how we knew who she was. It was with this QAnon supporting person who's running for Congress in Georgia.
Right.
Ask, y'all know who the hell she is.
You know what? Through a colored lens says she must be pretty wounded. Can we look at that and see if she's got like a internal trauma?
Okay, let's do that.
Now I still think she's a plant. She's being used by other people. She's being paid to be nuts and to draw attention. But she has to have a screw loose in order to even do this. Something has to be wrong on the inside.
Again, I say that they knew who she was before she even got elected to Congress.
So what I'm co-signing on that, and it's so spot on, because again, the day after, we all know if you're in the house, unless you're on a committee, you ain't shit. You're not doing shit. You just vote and that's it. She not only was she a new congresswoman, she was put on 2 very high profile committees back crazy. Then let's talk about, so the day after you get pulled off the committees, you're back on it talking crazy
shit. Yeah. Oh, that gives me more time. She is crazy. I mean, I just, yeah, let's find out what's going on internally. Yeah, I guess.
To who, I don't know.
And then her opponent was even worse than she was. I mean, when the person she was running against for the office was worse than she was. So they didn't have much choice, I guess. I don't know. And the people that back her still back her. There's nothing that she has said or done that would make them not support her, which is another.
Was it even an apology, though, Becca? Because I didn't even hear the apology.
No, I didn't hear an apology.
What was she apologizing for?
She came back. She kind of she backpedaled and pussy popped, talking about, okay, well, 9/11 did happen. There was no apology. It was kind of,
look at these pathetic people giving me a bunch of attention.
And killing children is atrocious. And she didn't apologize.
She didn't apologize. She had two statements that were prepared by the Republican Party as a way for her to not be expelled from Congress. That was the compromise. You read these two little statements, we'll let you stay, and then we're going to strip you from your get down. And you can tell because the next day, that morning, she came out and said, I woke up to realize, I was like,
what? Yeah.
And and here's the thing, y'all. Let's look at this. Not look at it through cards, but let's take a look at this. Think about it. She got stripped for making threats and for co-signing on threats. Was the first thing this bitch did the next morning. She made a threat and said to 250 or 60 Dems and the 11 Republicans who voted with them, you're going to pay a price. That's a fucking threat.
Yeah.
And y'all didn't I would have immediately reconvened and kicked her ass out.
And kicked her ass out. And then what the Republicans are trying to do, they're trying to compare a statement that Ilhan Omar stated about, I think, Israel, at which she was not scolded, but she was absolutely, she had to come back and apologize and give the meaning of what she was saying. So what they're saying is, if we expel Taylor Greene, then we might go after Ilhan Omar. It's not going to work because it's two totally different situations. You know, first of all, what Ilhan Omar said may have, was probably true. It was the way she stated it that got her in trouble. But this chick has talked about Jewish aliens from space, lasers that started the fires, and people stripping off the faces of babies and drinking their blood. I mean, it's so absolutely ludicrous. And she's making these statements as if they are true. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't prove that what you're saying is true. But she didn't apologize. She just said two things. Okay, I woke up and realized that it's wrong to kill children. And I woke up and realized that 9/11 really did happen. Okay. Bitch.
And why didn't they sit her down in that same conversation and say, quit being fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Because.
Just stop right here today. Don't you walk out this room exactly the way you walked in. You need
She's
to change.
bringing in money, Johnny. She's got people from all across the country. So
there are donors in Georgia who are backing the hell out of her.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of money in Georgia behind her.
And across the nation.
That's how she got those positions. They were bought and paid for.
That's right.
That's it, yeah.
She paid for that, and they know that she can keep bringing in that dough. And so, for everyone that doesn't want to ruffle babe 45's stinky booty down in Mar-a-Lago, they want to hang on to their positions. And they're banking that they're going to get more seats in Congress and in the Senate in 2022. And I pray to God that isn't so. So since we were looking at what is wrong with her damn garbage gut, let's find out what's going on with her. Was it physically, Adrian? What's happening with her physically?
We talked about it. We said somebody in her own party is probably going to jump her in the cafeteria. I said the call's going to come from inside the house, and then that's when Johnny said somebody from is going to jump her. I pulled what childhood trauma, what was her childhood like, and I got every goddamn card but the heart chakra card. She grew up poor, root chakra, finances, so she's very driven by money. Right? That's why that's why she's very easy to be bought and paid for. Her creativity was stifled as a child, so not good sacral chakra connection. So this is spewing lies, buying into these theories is how this is her form of creativity. She probably grew up in a house where, like, deeply Republican, the arts aren't for you, that's just go get a job that's going to make you money. And keep in mind, remember, this is the same woman who just got her GED about a year and a half ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. So she definitely has had a hard life. She has a hard time making decisions. She had a hard time making decisions in her childhood. Usually when this shows up with your solar plexus chakra, you grew up with narcissistic parents because you were not allowed to make your own decisions. Okay. Expression, which is why this two signs of growing up under a narcissistic parent. Deeply paralyzed trying to make decisions. So absolutely no ability to do anything with your solar plexus chakra, and you also cannot express yourself with your throat chakra, because remember, you are not allowed to be your own person, have your own thoughts, express any kind of emotion, or express anything other than, yes, parent, I will do whatever you tell me to, when you grow up in a narcissistic household. She also has 2 third eye chakras, universal energy and psychic abilities. This is the second time I've gotten psychic abilities for this bitch. Got none. Ain't got none, won't have none. And then crown chakra with presence. I don't think it was a house of God or a spiritual place. They may have had religion, but there was no spirituality in her childhood. Again, you see that it's a rainbow. Every color. Miss 7, but the heart chakra. Why not the heart chakra? Go ahead, Johnny. I want to see why not the heart chakra.
So I do get abused child. Ace of Wands, Page of Swords. That's a child with behavioral issues or child that has a difficult upbringing. There is the 10 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. This is indeed a lack, but this is something throughout her life that she has had to deal with. She has a abusive mother and father. I don't know if the mother and father had a good relationship at all, but here in the 4 of Wands, that means this is inside the house. This is not the 10 of Cups, so it's not a family. It's just a unit. They just pushed out kids, and that's probably how they treat them. Now, her current husband is in business with some man that they are doing some schemes and trickeries and things of that nature. They're either in business together, they sleeping together, whatever they do, they doing something sneaky, something suspicious. But yeah, she has a very, very, very difficult upbringing. But what she does is driven by money. That's and she believes her own QAnon stuff. I think she's just saying it because somebody's making her. If you pay me the money, I'd say whatever you want me to say.
Say whatever you want me to say. I think
where she is.
There is some shady money dealings, and that's going to be exposed. That there is some trickery going on with the money.
Q Quakernon started in Russia. She might be working for them.
She might be. She might be. She might be. Well, she's certainly making the most out of the attention she's getting.
Why no heart chakra?
Because Chariot, the World, and the Nine of Wands. She doesn't stop to feel. She just keeps plowing through because that's what she was taught.
Yeah, when you have money, you have everything.
You don't have time to sit and feel and hope because you don't have any. We're poor. So go work. You can feel later. Work now. What did you get, Johnny? I started mean to cut you off.
That ending to it feels like just like what you just said, her morality and connection to source was cut off.
Yeah.
That Nine of Swords. She's calcified for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, this is like Daddy got the diamond in his third eye. He got a boulder in hers. It's dry.
I thought Lauren Boebert had her. She's the business owner in Colorado. I thought it was Marjorie Taylor Greene who didn't have her degree.
No, I don't. Does she? I don't think she has a degree either. But Boebert is the one that got her GED.
I thought, but Lauren owns multiple businesses in Colorado. I thought she had at least graduated high school. I thought it was the one. I thought it was MTG just got her.
No, Boebert, she didn't graduate from high school.
Okay.
I think I read that she got her GED.
I'm confusing both of the crazy bitches. Then my apologies.
They're both crazy for real. You know, the My Pillow guy.
My apologies.
Has been having a hard time here lately because he's still trying to go on to places and spread the lie that it was voter fraud and that he's reviewing all the evidence, and people are cutting him off. Just what was in that? It was one of those stations. I forget which one. They asked him a certain question about his businesses and what it felt like to have all of these businesses shut down on him. And he went into this whole rampage about the voter fraud. And so the guy the interviewer was saying, can we shut this down? Is there any way we can, because they're being sued too. So what's wrong with Mike Lindell and his shitty ass pillows that he claims will cure everything?
Meanwhile, what's the child name? David Hogg from the Parkland. He's starting his own pillow company.
That's the one. That's the one. Yep.
All right.
That's
All
the
right. Good for him. I love David Hogg. I think he is a brilliant young man and has a bright future. If he decides to go in politics. He's very articulate. He is learned. I just love him. So he's the one starting his own pillow company. That's fabulous. I buy a pillow from him.
What am I asked? What was the question?
We're asking, what's up with Lindell? How's Lindell faring? I guess if you drink too much of the Kool-Aid to wash down the out of Trump shit, it has also an adverse effect on the brain.
Tower. Yep. You don't even need to pull any more cards, Johnny.
This whole world is coming down. As it should be. I mean, not as it should be, as in retribution, but this is, if you jump in the pool, you're going to get wet.
Yeah.
The end, period. If you go and you got close to Trump, just like everybody else, you got turned to stone and your whole life was ruined just so you can get close to a person who's going to do nothing else for you.
I don't get it. Everybody's life has been destroyed.
And he went there anyway. And I get it. I mean, you not so yourself, but still. 5 of Cups was the second card. I didn't need no more cards, but it's
You didn't need any more.
it's saying, hey, what else you want? You want what else? Hey.
Hey,
I mean, I even like the art on that one. How much more horrible things do you need? So okay,
Yeah.
his life is in an upheaval, and that's what you get.
And he seems to love it because the people that have been enabling him, their lives are destroyed. I'm wondering if any of them are even going to be able to get secure jobs after all of this shit. You know, what did Rick Wilson says, whatever Trump touches dies, they don't seem to care. They're like the Titanic, they're going down with the ship. I don't get it. That's love, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. And we're gonna go a little bit into what we're gonna discuss on the 20th. I want to talk about white privilege. How is it that the man with the horns and the pelt,
Non-shaman.
the shaman that went in, was standing on the floor, able to move to a prison to serve him organic food? Now, I don't think it's ever happened to any black prisoner. If he was fasting, they might have let his ass starve to death or put him on an IV drip or something. I don't know why he was able to get moved where he could get organic food. That just sounds. Or the lady, what is her name? Jenny Cudd, who's able to go on her vacation after she filmed herself being in the White House, filmed herself with her friends. We made it in. And a judge in Midland, Texas, when she went to him and said she wanted to go on this bonding trip with her employees, granted her permission to go on vacation. I have to go silent for a minute because what's going on in my mind ain't cute.
Okay. I don't understand that. I mean, I get. Never mind. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
A whole sea of translucent people cried for the QAnon shaman because he's apparently lost 20 pounds because he hasn't eaten in 9 days.
Eat you some cornbread.
They said that that's unfair treatment and he's being starved, and they started a petition and went to the judge and helped him get moved to jail down in Alexandria. Meanwhile, there's still a little girl who's in jail because she didn't have Wi-Fi, wasn't able to do her homework, and she's been sitting in jail for 78 days.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let you guess what color she is.
We don't have to
You
guess.
stood in the Capitol building with all your little friends. They weren't attempting to overthrow the government. They were just there because they stupid and didn't have nothing else to do. Because you didn't really come to overthrow the government. Otherwise, you would have fought the police when they started pepper spraying you and tear gassing you. You didn't come for a war. You came for attention.
And now
You got that attention.
Yep.
And then you also got that ass locked up.
Yep.
You need to pay for what you did, just like everybody else in there. If you cannot have your vegan foods and your vegan ice cream and your vegan cheese, then you should have kept your vegan ass at home.
Yeah.
But you took your vegan ass down to the Capitol building so you can be filmed with the rest of your friends with horns on your head. So you are getting what you deserved in the beginning until they decided they wanted to move you because you were being treated unfairly. You were being treated so unfairly that you went down to the Capitol building, got inside the Capitol building.
Yes.
and proceeded to act your whole ass
Mm-hmm.
in front of the world, and then you get locked up, and now you've been treated unfairly.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I found out why the shaman wears his horns all the time. He's got a very ugly case of male pattern baldness.
Oh,
You can look at his mugshot that he's down in Alexandria. They finally released it so you can see what he looks like in person. It's not a
it's not cute.
Anybody who watched King of the Hill and when Dale Gribble's hat would fall off and you could see Dale's male pattern baldness.
Yes. Oh boy.
And the reason why it gives me my chuckles because he's supposed to be an actor. So I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. So actually, he's not even a real anything. He's acting a part, maybe.
He can't even spell
He's
shaman.
acting
You know what a
skill.
shaman is QAnon shaman. What the hell does that even mean?
Yeah.
Y'all don't pray. Y'all don't know nothing about God. God don't know nothing about you.
Right.
Shaman.
Oh God.
How dare you? Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
I can move on to something else. Let's please.
Okay, we got to get off that 'cause it's getting far too serious. I want to talk about why
That
we
made me hot.
Jones the side eye.
Why what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Why are we giving Van Jones the
Oh, we-
side eye?
Because he deserves it. Oh, sorry, yes, most definitely. He deserves it. Guess what? Black people don't trust you, Van Jones. And how you gonna look shook as fuck when somebody told you you don't? Okay.
No, I started giving him the side eye when he was doing his little show, and he had Jared Kushner come on, and the first stupid question was something like, "How are you able to do this?" Or it's like it was such a stupid ass question. I wanted to walk up and just slap him in his bald head. The reason he's able to do it is because his daddy is the president. And I noticed that even when they did this little half-ass prison reform thing, Van Jones was out there tap dancing, and he had a prepared statement until Donald Trump said something that he didn't like, so he decided he wouldn't make that statement. So Van has been straddling the fence for me for a long time. Now, who was it that called him out?
Oh hell.
Sonny Hostin was the
Sonny
one
Hostin?
because he was on The View the other day and she told him black people don't trust you.
Mhm.
And because he's been seen in photographs with Jared Kushner and Boy One and Boy Two and Candace Owens. And now, mind you, let me say for the sake of fairness, Gemini mind, there is no benefit to not knowing how the other side thinks. You do need to know where they're coming from. That way you know how to deal with what they're bringing you.
Mm-hmm.
That does not mean that we need to go hold glamour shots and be seen in photographs with these people smiling and cheesing. Like, I get it that you don't want them to be your enemy. You just disagree. But
we
this
don't,
is a different type of disagreement.
right. We don't need to be all going to the all-you-can-eat crab leg buffeteria every Friday night together either.
No,
Right.
not with no Jared Kushner.
Yeah.
That person is not even on Republicans' side. They are there for the grift. They are there to get. They don't care nothing about policy and diplomacy and all these different type of things. And this is the problem we had in the beginning when all the African Americans went up to the White House and wanted to talk to Donald Trump. And then everybody out here in African America's land was like, you shouldn't have took your black ass up there.
That's right.
Because you know, all he wanted to do was take a picture with you and say, look, I'm standing next to a black person.
Yeah, I got my
So I
black.
can't possibly be racist. Steve Harvey just got through talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steve Harvey took his big old giant soup cooling lips with that damn broom mustache, and then they took him all the way down and said, "What are you doing?" John Gray and all these other people who went up there to talk to Donald Trump got the same exact treatment because you ain't had no business talking to that bastard, because that bastard ain't had no business talking to you. He don't care nothing about you. He don't care nothing about your rights. He don't care nothing about your feelings. He don't care nothing about your family. He don't care nothing about your future.
Nothing.
We need a seat at the table. He don't have a table. Did you not see him sitting at that little ass desk? There is no table for you to sit at.
Yep.
This is a photo opportunity. That's all this is.
Only.
Jones took his Mr. Clean ass head and he did the same exact thing.
Yep.
That wasn't Donald Trump, but it might as well should have been, because it was the same exact people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah.
Anybody make an opinion like, I automatically don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Candace Owens had a baby.
Oh,
And she had a baby and she got dragged
wait a minute.
By who and with who?
by her British husband. She's now
Married?
an honorary white woman. She didn't marry a white American. She married someone from the UK. She has a baby. I think it's a baby boy. And they dragged the shit out of her ass on the social medias.
I just saw something on the Instagram. They said Candace Owen on her wedding night, and she's got her legs wrapped around a man that's a Ku Klux Klansman in a very position.
She's gonna have to be. They were telling her about her black son. She got dragged. They dragged the fuck out of her on social media.
See,
Everybody's gonna look at your baby.
Raise a black son.
Yeah, she's not.
She's going to raise a Republican.
Yep.
And that's not going to be the same thing, no matter what he looks like.
Okay.
Now, if he is going, and now there's still hope. He could grow up and have a deductive reasoning that says, you know what you're saying don't really make no sense.
My mama.
With all due respect, mother.
Yeah.
What you're saying don't really make no sense, because she don't make sense to nobody.
Mm-mm.
Except that person that she procreated with. And I don't even know if she made sense to him. Maybe he just liked the way she sat one day. But she having a baby, and she ain't finna raise no black man. She can raise a Republican, and that's not the same thing.
Yep.
No, she accused, somehow she thought that the leftists, as she refers to them, were kind of not understanding how you could marry someone out of your race. And, you know, people say, we don't give a fuck. So you marry who you want to marry, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares. You want to care, we don't care. So now you have a son, or he might grow up to be like so pissed off and angry. We hear a story about him going in like boys that went in and blew their parents' brains. You don't know.
Monique is right, though. She's gonna always say, "Oh, he's biracial. He's biracial." She's never gonna say my black son, unless it's beneficial to her. Like he gets attacked for something, then she's gonna cry the crocodile tears. Oh, my black son. Why did they do this
the rest of the world that is gonna, just like they did for Barack Obama, his first black president? Well, he's biracial too.
Right.
He's not necessarily a black man, but the rest of the world's gonna look at you and tell you what you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Go on. Quick side note, since we're talking about black men, I just want to give just a moment. I don't know how we want to do this, and I'm sorry to hijack your show for a moment.
You're not hijacking. You're part of it.
I don't know if it's a moment of silence. I don't know if we want to just have a moment to sit and just reflect, but let's just pay a small tribute to the black man. And here's why I'm bringing this up. There's a story that's trending. There's been several articles of a black officer who committed suicide this week. He is in Louisiana, he had been doing several videos, uploading videos about how difficult it is to be a cop and how especially difficult it is to be a Black man, and the enormous burden that's been placed on him being a Black officer. And he said his last words in his last video were, "I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore." And for a week going into it, hindsight's 2020, obviously. I wish I had seen them, because anybody could have known what he was talking about. It was very obvious he was suicidal.
Right.
But talk about just the burden being a Black cop, having to toe the line, the racism he experienced by his peers, the brutality he experienced when he took the uniform off as a Black man. And then let's add to that how conflicted and confounded he felt having to police other Black men. And it hit home, it hit hard. I thought of my grandfather, again, who was a cop for almost 40 fucking years in some of the hardest parts of Chicago. And I think about my father, who routinely, in the 3-mile stretch to get from his job to his house, still gets pulled over at least once a fucking month. Asked, "Where are you going?" So I just want to take a moment and I want to just address 2 things. I was thinking about that because I support police officers. I support, not support as like my job is I have to tend to cops. I brought this up at work. I said, "What are we going to do?"
Yeah.
Crickets chirping. And I said, "Yet, I wonder if the crickets would be chirping if it were a white officer who committed suicide."
Yeah.
I also want to bring this up again. We need to make sure we are taking care of our mental health. If you see someone who was if you hear a friend or family member who is talking and their words sound disjointed, sound a little serious, it takes 2 seconds to say, "Are you okay? Do you need somebody to talk to?" Because I'm wondering, all those people who were in his feeds watching those videos, did anybody stop to say, "Are you okay? You need someone to talk to. Can we help you find some mental health facilities?" This man left a wife and children. I just wanted to also just bring in the notes again, since we're talking about it. I want Candace Owen to watch that video. And I want her to realize this is the reality that her son is going to face. Not necessarily being a cop, but what it's like to be a Black man. I encourage all of you guys to go watch the videos. If you can't watch the videos, I now know the outcome. I understand. Read the articles. There's been multiple articles. The Washington Post, CNN, the New York Times, Fox even put out a fucking article, for crying out loud. Read it. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes for a moment. Have some empathy. And again, check on your friends, check on your family. And if you are in a place where you are thinking of doing the inevitable, call someone.
And I want to say also, because I used to have these conversations a lot back in the day, and people would say, "How could they do this?" Because when I worked at the church, it was a guy, he was associate pastor, he, such and such, he was big in the church, got a divorce, and a month later, he killed himself. And then people would say, "How could he do that? He had kids, he had this, he still had stuff." And I will say, when a person is depressed, this is the example I always use. Take all your problems and put them in a black bag. Take that bag and put it over your head.
Yep.
You can't see nothing but your problems. You can't see past that dark bag and you can't see the family, the kids, and the memories, and the Christmases, and you don't see nothing but problems. And so that's how a person can still do that. So this is why a person needs outreach, because they can't get out of that. That's why they need that somebody coming to them and saying, hey, and sometimes you don't have to be a counsel to nobody. You just need to listen, because sometimes they just need to get it out because it's still in that bag. They just need to pull it all out again and then see, okay, it's horrible, but it's not the end of the world. And that's the part that they need to come to, but then sometimes they just need a person to bring them to it is all.
Mhm.
You're in such a dark place. You think nobody cares. Nobody loves you. And you can't, again, like Johnny said, is a black flag over your head with all your problems. You can't see the forest from the trees. You really do think leaving this world will leave your family and friends in a better place. They are better off without me. I'm the burden. I'm the problem. And I promise you guys, you may not be able to save everyone, but just reach out.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Stop being. I went off on a friend last year because one of her friends killed herself and she couldn't see it coming. And I had never met the girl. I looked at 3 of her pictures. I said, I could have told you she was going to kill herself. Look how sad she is.
Yeah.
Well, how was I supposed to know? Did she tell you she was sad? Well, yeah, she always suffered from sadness. Well, then you are a shitty friend. Was the inevitable probably going to happen? Yes, but you never once said, do we need to help?
Because you can't be responsible for saving a person.
Exactly.
But you can try.
You can try.
You can at the very least, like she just said, are you okay?
Are you okay?
That's all you got to do.
Mhm.
Do you need someone to talk to? Do you want me to stay on the phone with you and we can help? Do you know how many friends I've literally helped find them a counselor and called the counselor and said, your appointment's on Tuesday? And you know how many times someone has said, I did not realize how bad of a place I was until after. I didn't do it to save you. I did it because I've been in that fucking place. And all I needed was someone to say, I needed that help. I know what it's like to be in that place.
Yeah.
So just thank you for letting me bring this up. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
And it went deep, but
I have been, some years back, I've been in that state of mind where you're right. You're in such a dark place. It's like you fell down a hole and you don't know how to get yourself out of it. I have been fortunate or blessed enough that when I lived in Midtown Atlanta, and you would know about this, Adrian, there's the Piedmont Park. I was only one across the street and even less than a block down to get into the park. And I used to see these youngsters out there. I mean, school age, young boys out there. And I would stop and chat with them and ask them, why aren't you in school? Or as we grew in our relationship, I found out that these children had been kicked out of their homes because they were gay. And they began to look forward to me coming and seeing them in the park. Befriended several of them. And on 5 occasions, I talked them down from wanting to suicide. Because while they had their gay families, I guess, while they had friends that loved and cared about them, they didn't have the love of the ones that were most important to them. And that was their mother and or their fathers. They were kicked out of the house and out of the family because they were gay. I'm proud that I was able to soothe them enough and put them in touch with an advocate within the community who helped them get help, help them get counseling, help them find permanent homes, all the things that they needed. You can tell by a person's voice sometimes when you speak to them. You can tell by the way they sound, by the something in their voice that lets you know that even though they say I'm okay, you know they're not okay.
You hear it.
They are not okay, and you have to keep them on the phone. You have to talk to them. You have to try to get them out of that space. I know I needed the help because I just felt as if this is what life is, I don't want it anymore. We are our brother's keeper. Especially during these times where we have had to be shut in. You know, that phrase, we're in this together, but we're even afraid to touch somebody anymore. We are forced to be apart because of COVID. We have to, and being shut in is okay for a while. Maybe being to yourself is okay for a while, but it is really wearing on people's nerves and it's affecting the way they think. We have to take care of one another. We have to check in on your friends that you know are living alone. Go by and leave a bag of groceries on the porch if you know that they might need a little food and are too proud to ask. We are our brother's keepers. Because once a person gets to the point where they want to die,
that's a dark place.
It's heartbreaking.
It's hard.
Once they get to that point, where they feel like that everybody would be better off with them not being here. And then everybody comes out with all the lovely things to say about you after you're no longer here that they might have said to you when you were living. What they might have loved to have heard from you while you were still here.
Don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't wait.
Now, I like being shut in, though.
I did too.
I'm digging it.
Was like,
I'm
not really ready to go back and be peoply again, but
I don't like ravaging disease rushing through the earth, but I don't really. I
don't like
outside.
I've always enjoyed my own company. I mean, so it's okay. I can deal with this.
I don't like being touched.
I was probably shutting in before it was even a thing.
I hate all of that shit.
Yeah, I just probably was doing that because I enjoyed my alone time, and I still do. However, on occasions you want to get with somebody in person and see them in person, even if you have to wear a mask. But I think we're probably handling it better than many because we were doing it long before it became a thing we had to do.
I'm antisocial.
I'm very
and that is weird for a person who likes to talk to be antisocial, but I guess in this day and age, you don't need to go outside to talk to nobody. I mean, look at this.
Yeah. Meet George Jessen. We're in the 21st century communication. Yes. But you can still reach out to someone.
Mm-hmm.
You can still reach out to someone. I want to thank Vanessa Priscilla Skinner, who donated to me I guess all three of us last night on the horoscopes. I want to thank her. I don't even know if she's in the feed, but I wanted to thank her for sending me a Cash App. Look at me, Cap Ash. A Cash App You don't know how thankful I am for that and how much it helps. So thank you so much, Vanessa, excuse me. So now we also have, we talked about Van Jones and why his card has been snatched. Who is Paula Price, the apostle?
I just want to see if pull a card or Erica or whatever you want to pull on her connection to source, her connection to God.
Okay.
She is an apostle, African America's apostle. She said that her prophecy has come true. That Donald Trump won the election. But they electronically stole it from him and gave it to Joe Biden, which is not a win, it's a theft. This is not the end. Y'all pay attention. That was roughly what she said.
Say her name again, Johnny.
Paula Price.
Paula Price.
She is an apostle.
That scares me already.
She's an apostle.
So you want us to pull a card to
Yes,
see
just to see the whole connection to God.
The oracle card is the void.
Yeah, there's nothing there. That's
Okay.
I just want to just.
She's in a black hole and she don't even know it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Represented by the dark moon.
what you getting on your best friend.
There is. So there's a connection here, right? Here with the Sun card. However, there is something clouding her connection. And what's clouding her connection, 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. This is about image and money, and can I sell you this spaceship in my backyard? Donald Trump didn't win this because this is what her fight is trying to reconcile. You know, they always say that the greatest fight is trying to reconcile science and faith. But no, trying to reconcile your spirit and your carnal wants, not needs, your carnal wants. Her source, God doesn't leave you. You turn your back on it.
Turn your back on God.
Because it stays in the same place. And then you can wander off into the distance. But once you come back to this same place, then you will realize that this never left you, you left it. Mm-hmm. And so that is what's going on with her right now. High Priestess on the bottom. Donald Trump didn't win, sugar. And God,
no, you didn't. You're in the void, Hunty Bunty.
Hold on, we'll pull one. Okay. Yeah. At least in her heart, she thinks she's connected. That's actually says connected. Creativity, sacral chakra, and expression with throat chakra. I mean, do I even need to say more?
You made that up. I can't
with the capital K.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jade?
What else do you have?
Well, I want to give some shout outs to Stacey Abrams and Black Lives Matter being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. I understand that Jared Kushner has also been nominated. I'm sure somebody like Trump, Ivanka and them, or somebody in that camp suggested that he be nominated for bringing peace in the Middle East. Why is it everything they do just gets shitty? Presidential awards, all the things that used to mean something.
Because they are.
When their asses gets involved, it becomes like a dry dog turd. You know?
Is Trump jealous that
Let's pull a card and see.
That Jared got nominated and he didn't.
Mhm.
Oh, you talking about Jared got nominated, not because Stacey Abrams and Black Lives Matter got
We
nominated.
all read on the Stacey Abrams and Black Lives Matter and how does Trump feel about it. But
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think you asked last week. How do they feel about? How does he feel about his own son-in-law getting a nomination? And he didn't?
Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a great question.
Because again, everything that Barack had, Trump wants.
He wanted it, and really, in his own demented, Adderall blasted mind, I think he's going back to the girl, though. Really,
You know what's sad
What?
he believes that he deserves it.
is you have both millions of dollars and white privilege, and you still jealous of Barack Obama.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, you have all the things that.
But
Yeah.
his wife is not like yours. His kids are not like yours. I get why you're jealous. It's just stupid that you are. I mean, he's everything, and he has everything. You do not. People like him. He's cool. You're not. He has even toned skin. Yours changes with the season. His hair is real. Yours
He's
isn't.
got hair. Yeah,
He doesn't wear diapers.
He doesn't sound like a buffoon when he talks.
yeah.
People still
Yeah.
want him to be president, and they don't want you to be president ever. Not
He
even
won the popular vote twice.
I mean, ever
He
again.
went to
They don't want
college
him
twice.
in politics ever
He's a
again.
two-term president.
He's got a Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
Oh,
He's written his own books. You wrote books that you didn't even write.
he can't read.
Read.
Can't read.
Yeah, he signed his name up, down, up, down. Up,
Yeah, they
down.
look like prison bars to me. Razor wire prison bars.
Oh, how does he feel? 10 of swords,
Mhm.
10 of cups. I mean, that's pretty much it right there. My family, I hate my life. The Lover's card, the world, the page of pentacles. This is something he still wants. Here's the Nobel Peace Prize here. He still wants it. He wants them to give it to him. He wants to be like the rest of them. He wants to be in the club. But in the end, he really does not like it. 5 of swords.
Yeah.
He feels as though he's been overlooked. He feels as though, and mind you, he's the one who gave Jared the job, so he really should be.
Right. He's really pissed.
He's
Is
in
that-
that mentality.
That's what crosses it for me. I love this card. Look how it's the Hanged Man, but look, his head's cut off. And this is how he feels.
Yes.
That's exactly how he feels.
All the things he wanted, he didn't get acknowledgement for. Because in his mind, he's man, and he was the best president ever, and et cetera, et cetera. And he's been treated unfairly. He knows how to play the victim very well, because he does not, he's incapable of seeing how billions of other people see you. You're none of those things. You didn't bring, now that, people like Jim Jordan are saying that to impeach him again would divide the country, especially when he was trying to bring the country together. And people ask him, what country have you been living in, Jim Jordan? When did he try to do that?
Teresa is petty as hell. She said Obama is loved by his wife.
Yeah, yes.
You can't even hold Melania's hand.
No, she doesn't want him to hold it. She probably in her prenup.
And mind you, Obama and Michelle were in therapy at the time, and she still hold that man hand in public. Melania proactively slapped your hand away.
Multiple
Yes. Don't touch me. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we are coming up on 2 hours, and I really want to first of all thank everybody who came on tonight, and I really thank Adrian and Johnny for coming on. This when we're in retrograde, it's kind of strange. It's a strange thing for some of us. For me, it kind of pulls me in for self-reflection and some other stuff. So I know it's a difficult time for everyone. I want you to come on to our next broadcast on the 20th when Jen Lynn joins us on our racial divide in this country, more on about Black history, our history in this country. We're gonna have these conversations. I hope you'll join us. And if you have any kind of questions that you'd like to ask, I guess I'm gonna learn how to do this at some point. Go to my community page and have you drop it there. But I really want to thank you for coming on, because I don't know about you. It was a day when I just had a tough time coming on. I have to admit it. Yeah, there was a whole lot going around in my head. And yes, thank you, Adrian. Give me the thumbs up. And if you'd like to donate, by all means, do so. Thank you, Adrian, for doing that. Johnny, thank you so much for coming on. I just look at you. If there's a shaman in our group, you're the shaman.
Ooh, don't give me that.
Please
First
don't
of
come
all,
on.
well, you want to disrespect and not acknowledge
She's
the
an
actual
actual
shaman?
shaman.
You're an actual shaman. No, girl. Forgive me.
Bitch, I'm about
Forgive
to
me.
kick off my like, I know I did not spend years of my life training to not
Yes, girl.
acknowledge, bitch.
And I just brought you a stick to beat me with.
I can't even spell Buddhist. Don't give me that.
For not
You better
mentioning
put some
me.
respect
I was
on my
getting to
name.
there. I was getting there.
Okay.
Give me teacher. I'll be teacher. I can be a teacher. Don't give me child.
Yeah, you can be a teacher, and Adrian, you are our shaman.
Because I am 0% interested in healing anybody. just to be perfectly honest.
That's real. I love your transparency.
But
Wow.
The
get your
oils,
supplies at
yes. This is
redlentilhealing.com.
some real shit right here.
I'm telling you.
Once I find it out. Where is it?
I'm just here to look.
How are your elbows? I forgot to
They're
ask.
good. The skin is coming back now, but
It's coming back.
they've healed. They don't hurt or nothing anymore. Like
Nice.
Yeah, this stuff is her stuff is the real deal. So you go to Red Lentil Healing, go on her website and order you some of these true healing oils.
Oracle. I like Oracle. Thank you, Connie. I like Oracle.
I like Oracle
Yeah.
too, because that's you. You the Oracle.
I like that.
Who?
Ooh, I just had a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the Oracle?
Johnny's the Oracle.
Okay.
Mhm.
That sounds too deep and spiritual for me, though. I can be very shallow at times.
Well, there are some decks
But I'll take it.
that are on the shallow side of the Oracle. So you good.
You had a wonderful time, and I want our Oracle and our shaman to leave us with a word of whatever. Give us a message.
Okay. Wait, I got
What we should focus on and think on.
Nary your Oracle deck.
here. Yes, exactly.
Oh, wait.
Capitalize the A.
Here we go.
Yes. Throw that in there too, because that is not easy.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead because I feel like the spirit was talking to me, and it made me pull 3 goddamn throat or heart. said, cleanse my heart. Stop being a petty hoe. Love, connected, and forgiveness, heart chakra this week. How else do we need to say it? Heart chakra this week. Heart chakra, heart chakra. Give without expecting. Receive without feeling guilty, without feeling a certain kind of way. Heart chakra.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my message. I heard you, Spirit. I'm sorry, I'm petty. I'll change it later.
I have faith in Hebrews.
In front of your face.
Now, can you see it?
In front of your face.
Like right over your eyeball.
Literally over your. Yeah.
Gotta put it in the camera every time.
Yep.
Say thank you. Hebrews 11 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I want you to have faith in the invisible, faith in the things that you don't see.
It's beautiful.
Faith in your dreams coming to pass, faith in your desires coming to you. We can't know moment to moment what's going to happen, but we can, in faith, believe that the next moment something wonderful is going to happen. Something fabulous is going to happen. We walk by faith and not by sight. Don't always believe what you see, and that may sound real crazy, but Spirit is communicating with us all the time. Keep your ears open so that you can hear, and do your best to walk in faith, trust in the things that are not seen coming to pass, and know that you're not insane. If somebody, I've been called insane. You're not insane if you believe that these things will come to pass, that your heart's desires will manifest.
Yes, ma'am.
By faith.
We're going to call you Oracle Junior. You're very good with Oracle. With the Oracle.
The Oracle.
You're the actual Oracle. Jace the Oracle.
Thank you. That's kind of a high calling. I accept it.
You do it well.
Thank you.
So I will second that message. I got the judgment card. There is something on the other side. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy in the morning light. Sometimes all you got to do is hang on. The judgment card is a resurrection. Sometimes everything has fallen down. Everything is ugly. Everything looks ugly. Everybody ugly. I can't stand it no more. But if you just hang on, you will get through and you will see that you have come out on the other side as a survivor. All you have to do to prove that message is look back upon thine life and realize you have gone through stuff before.
Yeah. You
have faced these mountains before just to get off your knees and realize it was just a hill. So all you got to do is wait.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
That's beautiful.
Not in your time. Not in your time. Everything doesn't work in your time. The earth existed before you. Just wait.
It sure did. Just wait. So thank you all for coming on. We'll see you on February 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have Jen Lynn on, and I'm really excited about it. We will see you then. In the meantime, Johnny, you can tell tomorrow night you'll be on
Jen's channel.
Jen's channel, on Jen Lynn's channel with Becca from Housel and Normand. It's always fun to see them together. Adrian, you're doing something special on Wednesday, aren't you?
Thank you for, yes, Chakra Talk with the wonderful Lauren Margulies on Wednesday. We are doing a special astrology. She's an amazing astrologer. We're going to talk about how all of the chakras are actually aligned to constellations and why certain things are feeling the way they are right now and what that means to your chakras. And we'll dig into Mercury retrograde and explain the myths and everything and the actuals with Mercury retrograde. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on Wednesday the 10th.
Oh, I must be there because I need to know all of that.
I also need you to moderate, Heffa. So
I mean,
yeah.
really, I'm very interested
Because
in
I'm
that.
writing it down because Jesus.
So everyone, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for, you could be doing any other thing on a Saturday night, but you decided to hang out with us.
Thank you,
And
guys.
so for that, I absolutely appreciate it. And we'll be together again on the 20th, Johnny on tomorrow night and Adrian on Wednesday. Be there or be square. So good night, everyone. Bye-bye.